is Independent Conservative. Thank you all for joining me once again. So Bill Maher, and I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, Bill Maher or Bill Mayer, I believe. Uh, him being a liberal and I'm not particularly supportive of a lot of the stuff he says, okay? Because a lot of the stuff he says I don't agree with, okay? But then every now and then Bill will say something that it's like, okay, that's common sense. That's common sense. And what I want to talk about here is a podcast he had with another liberal. I think the podcast is named Save America. And essentially what Bill stated to this young man was that if the Democrats want to continue to lose elections, then continue to push the agenda of transing kids to whatever sex they want to be against parents. In other words, he's basically making the argument that if Democrats want to continue to lose these elections, keep pushing this transgenderism stuff on the kids and hiding it from the parents and pushing the parents away. Keep doing that, okay, and see what happens. So I want to let you guys listen in on a part of this podcast, and I'm going to give my comments periodically throughout it. But I agree with some of the things that he's saying. But if you listen to some of the stuff that the other guy is, I guess the host, some of the stuff he's saying is just kind of like insane, right? I mean, I'm not going to even say kind of. I'm going to say is insane, okay? But it goes to show you that a lot of these liberals out here, these far left liberals, okay, these crazy liberals, when your mind is so enmeshed in that type of mentality, thinking goes out the door. Rationality goes out the door. Logic goes out the door. Basically, that's what it does, okay? So let's get right into this.
What we're talking about, do I think in most of America they did that in schools? I don't. But I think in enough of them, in enough far left places, they did constantly have this idea in the minds of children that maybe you're not in the right body. I mean, the New England Journal of Medicine advocated for taking sex off of a birth certificate, I believe. It was like you're assigned sex as
assigned says
assigned.
Yeah.
You're assigned.
I think that's right.
I was assigned it by my dick, okay, when I was born.
Parental discretion advised. So I forgot to mention that, okay? Yeah, I mean, it's like assigned, it's amazing. It's amazing what's going on here. But I'm going to give you my analysis of what I think is going on here, because a lot of this stuff from the far left is totally, I honestly believe it's on purpose. But I'm going to get into that in detail. But yeah, Bill is right here. He's exactly right. I mean, he's exactly right. He's not wrong here at all. All right. He's born that way. I mean, look, it is what it is. Get over it. Anyway.
Born. Yes. And again, to tell kids it doesn't always have to be and isn't always the default setting, but that's a different mentality than they put in the minds of kids. And that's why this debate goes on. And the fact
I want to say something real quick about
that you think, or a lot of people on the left think.
I want to say something real quick about what he said. It's not always the case by default. I think he may have been alluding to sometimes there are deformities. A child is born with, I think they call them hermaphrodites, where you will have a female born with what appears to be a male sexual organ. From what I understand, I think they're called hermaphrodites. I think. Correct me in the comment box if I'm wrong. But these people are females that are born with what appears to be a male sexual organ. Now, I don't know whether or not those appendages that's hanging out are functionable. They function as male sexual organs. Do they have, you know what I'm saying? Do they have scrotums and the fluids, and you know what I'm talking about? I would highly doubt that. Okay, there's just some type of an appendix that comes out that makes them look like a male. And so you have stuff like that. But but the other stuff that you feel like, well, I'm born in the wrong body. Is that really what these kids are thinking when they're born? When they're conscious of the ability, when they become conscious of the fact that they're male or female, is this what these young kids are thinking and feeling? And I would argue more than likely not. But let's listen to the rest of what he has to say.
think that even if you just have this debate, it makes you a bigot. You just have to roll over. You asked about the Biden administration. That was their position. If you even question this, you're some sort of a bigot. And this is new science, and it has to do with children, and it's not going to look good in the future, that position.
Can I just respond to something?
Now
I can respond. All right. Can you just all right. Let's just do. There's a lot. You definitely said your piece.
Just say your bullshit while I'm in the bathroom.
Just stay for 1 second.
Okay, I'm kidding.
Unbelievable.
I'm kidding.
All right, no. Okay. A lot of
Oh,
things.
you ain't kidding. You telling the truth. It's a bunch of BS. Because you can't explain this away. You can't.
This is going to...
Let me say this. You can't. It is BS. And Bill knows it. Because you can't explain that away. You can't. It goes against the framework of actual logic and psychology, okay? It goes against the framework of how logic works. It's just not a logical concept. You can't explain it away. There's no way. So Bill was right. It's BS. Go ahead, say the BS, say the junk BS that you're going to say. But look, I'm not going to agree with it, basically, but just go ahead and say it. This is your podcast. Say what you're going to say, man. And listen to some of the stuff he has to say. And I'm going to comment on this, but people like this, they just disturb me, man. They really disturb me.
Sound confrontational. For a long time, people said, older gay people are recruiting kids to be gay. And they wouldn't really be gay. They were being recruited, they were being groomed, that they were being drawn. That was their conservative position. The Christian right position for a long time was the reason you didn't want to have gay teachers is they're going to recruit. That the gay lifestyle is going to look so enticing and so exciting that it's going to bring these poor defenseless boys, they mostly boys, into the gay lifestyle and destroy their lives. But of course that wasn't true. Really, all gay teachers were an example.
Right.
An example? What the HELL are you talking about? How was gay teachers an example? An example to who? An example to what? Now, as an adult, and let me make myself clear here. As an adult, I don't care what people do to their bodies, what they believe in, what they support. I don't care. Okay? I don't care about that. You're going to be judged before God. I let God deal with that. I don't care about that. You're not infringing that lifestyle on me. You're not infringing that lifestyle on my children at this point from what I know. So, because it's going to be a problem. But I don't care. You are a consenting adult. But we're talking about children here in the school. We're talking about young, impressionable minds that are not smart enough, intelligent enough, and do not have enough neurological pathways formed in their brain to be able to make the conscious decision that this is right or wrong, that something's funky about what this is right here standing before me. They don't have that ability. The whole idea of they were wrong, they were just examples. Examples to who and examples for what? Examples to the kids in school? In what way were these gay teachers examples to the students? In what way? Somebody please explain that to me. In what way were they examples? Tell me. I'm just saying, man, please tell me. Examples of what? Of how to be gay? Is that it? That's the only example that I could think of would be there are examples to the young people on how to be gay, particularly if they say to these kids in the school that they are gay. Unbelievable, man. Let's go on.
Right?
Yeah.
Look, there are a few examples of people getting older and realizing that they shouldn't have transitioned. That happens. It's real. That's real.
Yeah,
More than a few.
But there are also really important surgeries that people get for their heart, and they go wrong, and somebody dies. And nobody says we must stop the cardiologist.
This guy is an idiot. You fool. You cannot compare someone getting heart surgery and some kid transitioning their body to fit some other gender. There is no comparison there, sir. That's stupid. You can't even make that comparison. This is how these people, it's people like this that are some of the dumbest, empty-headed people in the universe. Not on Earth, not in the galaxy, in the universe. They outdo the entities in the universe on how dumb they are. Yes, I said it. I'm not taking it back. People like this is some of the stupid. What are these people getting paid? Please let me know. Maybe I should transition over. Because I need some money, man. I'm struggling with my rent right now. Okay? I need some money. Maybe I should transition and talk stupid like this idiot is here. Unbelievable. Woo! Let's hear what else you got to say.
No one says we must stop the surgeons. We say let's.
That's your analogy.
Well, my analogy is only that,
right. That's your analogy. Bum.
I'm just.
Can I finish?
Yes.
Is it my turn to talk?
No. You're right.
Because you're an idiot, bro.
And what you say is let's make sure that this version of it is being practiced well. We don't get rid of the specific surgery. We don't throw out a whole field of medicine. We say let's make sure we're doing it in a way that's healthy. The science, the research, all right, makes clear that yes, there are exceptions. Yes, there are people practicing it in ways that maybe go too far. But for the most part, study after study shows that gender-affirming care saves. I'm talking. It's my turn. I was so quiet for so long after I interrupted a few times.
But okay.
But once I stopped talking, boy, I was good at it. And that gender-affirming care saves a lot of lives. And the truth is, we talk about these edge cases, talk about athletes, talk about locker rooms, but for the most part,
I'm through. Okay, I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. I want to let you guys listen a little bit more, man. This guy's a fool.
Talking about is a very small group of people that just want the opportunity to live and express themselves. And there is a war on that.
Okay, here's the deal. I said this before, and this is what this idiot is not understanding. That isn't even what Bill is addressing. I don't think Bill cares at all about adults getting this gender-affirming care bullcrap, which is just another way to make it sound plausible and acceptable by the masses. It's really gender-affirming care. No, it isn't. It's cutting your thing off and trying to transition. Stop with the bullcrap, man. I don't think that's what Bill is talking about. He's talking about children. When you do that to these children, you're not trying to save their lives. This is a deliberate far-left communist attempt to destroy these children, mix them up, and confuse them. Because when you have confused, messed up kids, you can mold them and make them into anything you want for the future. And that ain't going to be a good thing. And what aggravates me so much about this also is that the guy here, you can't see it here, but he's a young guy, which kind of makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, most of these young people are the ones that are the useful idiots that buy into this communist insurgent nonsense. They buy into this foolery because they've not been educated on what's really going on in our country and has been going on since the early 1920s, for crying out freaking loud, bro. It is only amped up in intensity since Trump got in office the first time in 2016. Because the communist insurgents saw that and they say, oh man, his worldviews are against the communist agenda we're trying to push. We got to go all out. And that's why you saw an increase in craziness and far left agenda stuff. You saw an increase in it. That was the reason why you saw an increase in it. You saw an increase in it because they feared they was going to lose it. Because Trump wasn't supposed to get in. He was not supposed to get in. After Obama did us in for 8 years of liberal nonsense, then they wanted to get Hillary Clinton in to push more of that. If she'd have got in, it'd have been 12 years of liberal agendas on our country. Man, I'd have been throwing up every 5 seconds I have a chance because I couldn't take it. All the nonsense. I couldn't take it. And when I'm talking about throwing, I'm talking about listening to these people talk. I can see if you have an opinion about something, but when opinion is stupid, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. That don't even sound like a valid opinion, what he's saying. Don't even sound valid. For adults, yes. But we're talking about children, you scumbag. Unbelievable.
That group of people from the right to make salient extreme cases, edge cases, not for the purposes of stopping those, but for doing what the Trump administration is doing entirely, which is stopping all gender-affirming care altogether and making trans people fucking nervous when they have to pee at the airport, right? Which is the end result of all this.
And of course, that's awful, and I agree with all that, except the part about the studies. There was a very big story this year. It was in the front page of the New York Times. A woman, I forget her name, and she had done, like, it was a 10-year study, did not release it on purpose because she said it would weaponize the argument from the other side. So in other words, it came out not the way you wanted the study to come out.
Yeah.
Not what you said, that it's, all the studies show that. No, it is a mixed bag. That's true.
Okay.
Some people, yes, it's the right thing. But to take that risk at that age before you know shit.
You know what? You get what he's trying to say here? When this woman did this study, it went against, if she had released that study, hopefully you guys understand what he was saying. If she would have released that 10-year study, it would have supported the conservative side that this type of nonsense is nonsense. That is not all that great as it's been praised to be by the left. And that would add credence and empowerment to the conservative side. So she didn't do it. It would have, but see, when you do true research and you look at it from both sides and you do the real research, you're going to find out, wait a minute, a lot of this stuff is a bunch of bull crap. It's a bunch of bull crap. Let's go on.
About anything, yes, sometimes it's pretty obvious that this should. It's a very hard call to make. And again, this was a very long study, very thorough, and they wouldn't release it because it came out with the wrong conclusion.
But the reason because it is a hard question. Because
Right.
it is a serious question.
Right.
It is a personal question. I don't want Donald Trump deciding. I want parents and doctors.
Well, you just said parents can get shut out.
Well, I don't think parents should get shut out. There are rare exceptions to that. Look,
If you say,
we all believe that parents.
Wait a minute. There are rare exceptions. There are rare exceptions for parents. This is what he said. There are rare exceptions for parents to say, "Hey, I don't want this happening to my child." I'm gonna see. Let's see if he explains these. Let's see what you guys say.
Parents should have the decisions over their children, but we also recognize that some parents do such a bad fucking job that the kids are in danger. That happens outside of trans issues. That happens all the time. It's terrible.
So basically, what you're saying, sir, is that parents do a bad job. First of all, what is your interpretation of a bad job? A parent doing a bad job, raising their child in church, giving their children morals and principles, telling them to go to school, knowing the difference between right and wrong. Do you consider that to be bad, sir? Huh? And even if it was bad, what is that? Is so-called bad? Is that the criteria or the foundation to say, hey, let's take these children away from these parents and mess their bodies up with gender-affirming care because these parents don't know what they're doing? Bull crap. He is a mouthpiece for the communist insurgents. That's all this boy is. I said boy. I said it and I mean it. Your boy. Oh man, I tell you, I lost the video. Okay. Woo-wee. Well, anyway, that was the end of that right there. I just want you guys to listen in on what this guy is saying. I guess the elites got tired of it and they got angry with me and they made the video disappear. Look, it's not there. Fine. I heard all I needed to hear anyway. It was almost over. I think it was like 5 minutes speaking, and then I think like 2 minutes was left. I heard all I needed to hear from him, and I heard all I needed to hear from Bill. And from what this young man is saying is a bunch of bull crap. Okay? The problem here, the deal is, here's a simple deal in a nutshell, man. Look, once again, I don't care what people do, adults do, consenting adults do with their body. You can put straws in your nose, and you can stand on your hand. You could, take a chainsaw and dismember your legs, and then put in the place of your legs two stumps from a table or something, two table legs as your legs, and walk around with them. I don't care. Most Americans don't care. But when you start talking about these kids, the children, that's wrong. You can't justify it. Shut up. Get out my face. I don't want to hear it. You're nasty, and you need to get up out of here. It's just that simple. Ain't no arguing about it. Ain't no debating about it. Leave these kids alone. Leave these kids alone. And it's people like this that just disgust me and make my stomach tie up in knots. They really do. They really do. I have no respect for people like that. I have no respect for them. I wouldn't want to go on a podcast. Because you cannot sit up here and tell me and convince me that that's okay to be doing these things to these kids. You ain't going to get me to believe that. And I wouldn't want to be nowhere near a person like that. And I wouldn't definitely want my kids to be around them. But that's what I had to say about that. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. What do you guys think about this guy? You can give your own opinions. Hey, you have a right for that. But do you agree with what this guy said? Do you agree with what Bill was saying? I agree with what Bill was saying. I don't agree with everything he says. He's on the left, but I agree with some things he said. And here I agree with this idea of closing parents out of the children who want to get their bodies, altered with whatever affirming care, whatever that nonsense is. No, you're the parent. You have a responsibility. The government didn't give birth to those kids. The far left liberals didn't give birth to those kids. The communists didn't give birth to those kids. The socialists didn't give birth to those kids. The parents gave birth to those kids. That is a God-given right, a God-given miracle. And it is the parents that are responsible for bringing those kids up. Period. Bottom line, no argument about it. If parents is abusing the kids, that's different. But this junk that he's talking about, where some of these kids, these parents are doing a bad job, he didn't explain what that bad job was, did he? And even if they were, and I'm going to shut up after this. You mean to say that that's okay for the government to take these kids from these so-called bad parents and do whatever they want to do with them? Man, get out of my face. That's just an excuse for the communists to take your children from you. Get out of my face, man. Go on somewhere. I guess y'all say, I don't care, man. I'm telling you, I don't care. I don't like foolery. I just don't like it. I don't like it. It's one thing to have an opinion, but it's another thing to be stupid. And that's what he was. He was stupid. Okay? That young man, he's stupid. Well, anyway, that's what I had to say about it. What do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. God bless you all. See you again.